Alright, so we're getting ready to head to dialysis. It's 10 o'clock. And then my brother-in-law is supposed to be picking up the kids, so I don't have to worry about that. I can come right home and get supper ready and just relax for the rest of the night. Tomorrow, we have an appointment about an hour away, so I don't think Riley's going to be going to school just because of the rush of things. And, yeah, so I don't know, I'll try to vlog today, but it might be a little hard because I'm not really doing anything. So this is my lunch today. Some of that macaroni salad that I made yesterday. I put some Catalina on top of it with some parsley, and then a couple pieces of the chicken that I made, which was really, really awesome. So I'm going to eat that, watch a little bit of TV, go on my computer, and just wait. There's my supper. I got some pizza, cold pizza, and I just made a salad with the rest of the chicken that was left over from last night's supper. Good morning, guys. It is 10:15 in the morning. We're just getting ready. We're going to leave in about an hour. Riley has an appointment, so and it's about an hour away, but I have some errands to run in town first before we head down there, so I'm going to go get that done. And tomorrow, there's, can you turn that down, dude? Just on the side, please. Tomorrow, we might be expecting snow, so I don't know what's going on there. I've just been working on some, kind of like a grocery list, because Friday, what we're going to do is we got dialysis. I'm going to come home, pick up the kids. I'm not going to come home, but I'm going to come pick up the kids, bring them back, and we're going to have some supper, and then we're going to head to town. I got a couple groceries that I'm going to pick up, and then my son has a friend coming over, so we're going to go pick him up. So I've just been making a little list of things that we need, meals that we can make, and now I'm just starting to write down my good copy. So we need a lot of like little things this month. Okay, so I'm not sure where I was. I shut the camera off for a second because I had a really bad heartburn. So I recopied my list. Basically, what I have are two different things. I've got the list of stuff that we need, and like I was saying, there's a lot of little things that we need. So I went ahead and I just copied it more neater here. And then another thing that I did was I went through, and I know that there's 3 pizza crusts in the freezer, and then I could either make some on hamburger buns or just plain bread. So I just went ahead and I wrote 4 so that at least once a week we'll have pizza, and then I can make the pizza for the supper that night, and then Riley can have it for his lunch the next day. So that's kind of like 2 meals, supper and a lunch in a week. That's taken care of. There's meatballs in the fridge, so I put ×1. Not sure what I'm going to do with those yet. Tacos, I put 2 to 3 times. We could have those. Burgers, there's burgers in the freezer. I could probably have them more than twice, but I just wrote twice. Salmon, towards the end of the month, I'll put that somewhere. Pasta and sauce, I put 2. Soup, Jay and I eat soup. Riley doesn't, so I didn't write any amounts there, but there's a ton of soup in the freezer. Fajitas, I wrote ×3. Really, we could probably have it ×4 because we love fajitas. Chicken in mushroom soup sauce over with vegetables and rice and stuff, I wrote ×1. Alfredo ×1. Macaroni ×2. So what I'm going to do with the pasta and sauce and then the macaroni is 1 week we'll have spaghetti, 1 week we'll have macaroni, 1 week we'll have spaghetti. And then that kind of takes for, once a week I know that we're going to have pasta, some kind of pasta with sauce. baked chicken and salads, or I could do baked chicken with baked potatoes or mashed potatoes or rice or whatever, but baked chicken. And I wrote ×2, but we could probably even have it more than that. But I just don't want to overdo it. I want to be reasonable. And anyways, meatloaf, there's one in the freezer, so I wrote ×1. I'll just have it's just a matter of whipping up some mashed potatoes to go with that. Stir fry, we could have that twice. And then breakfasts, there was 6 eggs McMuffins, but Riley had one for breakfast, so there's 5 times that he could have an egg McMuffin. There's lots of pancakes, toast and eggs. There's French toast, and then we can make grilled cheese. So breakfast is not really even an option. It's easy peasy. I don't really have to worry about breakfast. Lunches, a lot of the times when I make something, like if I make fajitas, I wrap some up for his lunch the next day, so he eats a lot of like leftovers. And then in between, when there's things like if the meatballs, there's not going to be any leftover. I know that because there's not that much. Please turn that down a little bit. Then I can make him a sandwich or whatever the next day for his lunch, so that's not a big deal. So that's what I went ahead and did with the stuff that I know for sure that we have. And I think I'm going to get myself a little calendar specifically for meals. I'm going to hang it somewhere in my kitchen. Right here I have this little chalkboard, but it's very tiny and hard to write on, and so I might take that down and put the calendar there. I do have a calendar up there, but this one here is just going to be for meal planning. So I think that's what I might do. Anyways, over here, this is for the month. Now, we get paid again in the middle of the month, but this, I just kind of wrote down things. And if we need things when the middle of the month comes and we get paid, we can pick them up. But for the most of it, these meals and that are going to do for the whole month. I wrote butter ×2 because we've been buying the little ones like this, and they just don't last. So this is 454. We're going to get the 907 grams of butter. But I think, honestly, I think it was cheaper to buy 2 of these that made, it was a couple grams more, or a couple 0.0 grams more, but it was cheaper to buy a couple of these than it was the big ones. So if those are still on sale, I might get a couple of those. Eggs ×4, they're usually $2.50 a dozen, so I just 4 of them should last pretty much all the month. Like I said, if you guys are blurry, if we start running out of stuff, I will, obviously, when we get paid in the middle of the month, I'll stock up on some more eggs. It's not a big deal. Milk, we drink, well, I don't drink milk, but Riley eats it in the cereal sometimes. Jay takes it in his coffee, so we go through a lot of milk. Riley will have 1 glass of milk a day, usually with his breakfast, and then other than that, he drinks water, so. Pancake syrup, I have to cave and buy some because we're out of our home. Alright, I don't know what I was saying last because of course I ran out of space. So pancake syrup, I have to buy some, which is roughly $2. Salt, we have none. I need mustard, I need sandwich meat. Frozen corn is $4.44 at Walmart. Block cheese, I put $6.50. That is the most. That's how much it costs if it's not on sale. Hopefully it's on sale and I'll be able to get 2 of them for that price. Tortilla wraps, I can get them at the dollar store for $2, and I don't think there's tax, so I don't know why I put 50 cents, but anyways, I don't think there's tax on that, so I don't know why I did that. I want to look for a can of beans and some black beans because I want to make some chili. Juices for school, I put $6. Now, I'm really mad about that because they turned around and they took 2 extra juices out of their thing, and they're still charging the same price, which is not right. The brand name does it, Walmart brand does it. It's not right at all. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to maybe buy 1 of them for the $3 or whatever it is it's going to cost because we have to pay deposit and all that. And I'm going to try to find a little juice jug. I had bought a juice jug for this, but it's kind of big and bulky, and I have a hard time putting it into his lunchbox. So if I can even find, sometimes they have those little chubby waters, I will bite the bullet, buy that, and then he'll have those for his lunch. And then I can just buy a can of juice for 50 cents, make a big pitcher of it, and that's going to be a lot better than buying and wasting my money on these little boxes of juice. Bread, if I can't find any on sale, they're at Walmart 3 for $7. I don't really like that. their bread because there's like really nothing to it, but I have no choice. That's what there is, unless Superstore has some on sale. Apples, ridiculous price, $4.30, like ridiculous. Bear paws, bananas, some gluten-free bagels, rice. I don't know when the last time we bought rice was. It was a couple months ago. I don't even know if it was like, might have been like 6 months ago we bought rice. I'd have to check, but it goes a long way. So the last time we checked, usually it was 10.47, and this time it was 9.47 when I had checked it last, but Lord knows, because we're getting paid, it's probably back up to 10.47. So I just wrote $10. I'm not quite sure exactly how much it is. And then for vegetables, I got onions, a bag of onions, and this I'm just writing the maximum price. The other day we got a 3-pound bag of onions for $2, so I'm just going with the maximum price. Carrots, tomato, a cucumber, some broccoli. The frozen broccoli is $2.27 at Walmart, and then the mushrooms are about $2. This is weekend stuff. I wrote chips, popcorn, and I've been craving pop, so I'm going to get either a flat of them or 2 cases, which equals out to be about $11. I know it's a waste, but it keeps me sane, so. And then I wanted to tally all this up to see how much it was, because we have a strict budget of $162, I believe, for groceries. So I went ahead and I want some cabbage and sausage. That goes a long way. Even just the cabbage on its own is so stinking good. So the last time I paid about $6 for a head of cabbage, which is insane. All the bad food, you can buy a bag of chips for 97 cents, but it costs you $6 to buy a head of cabbage. It's mind-boggling. But anyways, the sausages, I know they're $10 at Walmart, so those will go a long way. I'll cook some of them up, do some of the cabbage, store that away. I'll eat that for a better part of a week, and then I don't have to worry about making anything for myself. And the last time I did that, I still had, so I can make a lot of stuff like that. So I could probably eat off of this stuff for a good 2 weeks. So all this stuff comes up to $145. I don't think there's anything else. There's obviously still a little bit of room for if there's things that we need, but for the most part, this is what I'm going to buy for groceries. I also have, I'm not going to show you guys that, my bills, but I want to stock up. I had written coffee down originally, coffee and sugar, and that would have been about $17. So I said this month what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my stock up money, which is $50, and I'm going to buy 5 coffee and 4 big sugar, and that should be good for, coffee should last us at least 5 months. The sugar, I'd say probably 3 months maybe, because we go through quite a bit of sugar, especially with the baking and all that. So 2 to 3 months, that sugar should last. And it's just a little bit over $50, but that's okay. I'll throw in the extra. I'll have to take a little bit extra, add the, anyways, it's about $4 extra, so this will be really $149, but yeah. And then my meat stock up is $50 as well. That's why you don't see any meat on here, is because I have a separate budget for that. I got $50 for meat. Basically, I'm going to get 2 things of the chicken, which are $11 each. That's $22. Ground beef, I'm going to try to find 2 big things for $10, and I'm going to spend $20 on ground beef. And then the local store here, they sell like little bags of pepperoni for sandwiches, and they're usually about $2. So I can get that, and that will be good for pizzas as well as sandwiches. And I don't have to use up all the sandwich meat, because Riley likes the pepperoni sandwiches as well. And we have pizza all the time without pepperoni. It's not something that we need to have on there, but kind of like just a little treat. So that's my stock up money. That's my meat budget. There's also $20 going into the savings account. So yeah, that's, and February is a short month, so really I only have to plan for 28 days of meals. So once I get my meal planned in and get that calendar, I'll bring you guys back and show you guys what I plan on making. It doesn't have to be written in stone. I'm not going to do it for the whole month. I will pick out some, this week, okay, this is what the options are, and depending on what we feel like or what's going on that day, we will base the meals on depending on what's going on for the day. So that's what I've been working on this morning. It's already 20 to 11. I'm going to have to kind of kick it in high gear, get everything ready to go. But, yeah. So, and I have a little mess of dishes, which I hate coming home to dishes. I had this all done last night, but I emptied a couple containers of butter and a little bit of a mess, but I'll worry about that when we get home tonight. Well, guys, it's 7:43. We got home, I would say maybe a little over an hour ago. Riley's just gone to get my glasses for me. We're going to run next door for a little bit. Thank you. Run next door for a few minutes. He wants to show them his hat. And yeah, so I want to call it a night.